So, getting back to the micro side of things, that's, you know, I think it's beneficial to, if you can find some places that really love you and it's working for you, like, it's a good turnout. You associate yourself with the right club, and then it is a symbiotic relationship, and it's a win-win. Those are the places where you want to hold on to those places and use those as your foundations, but then you also want to basically take that template and just recreate that template. um, Try to recreate that template everywhere you go. And that's hard, because you don't want anybody to feel like they're second priority. um, but if you can establish places that are far enough away from you where they feel like, oh, hey, these guys drove 7 hours to be here, like it says a lot. It's just another way of boosting your value in their eyes. And so I would definitely suggest that. And again, the whole micro side of this is to, we have to know what we can control. We have to know what we can do. Like, what do I have, at my beck and call? Basically, I'm in my house. What can I control? What can I do to, better my career, better my situation? And we have to be just as creative on the musical front we have to be just as creative on the marketing front as we are on the musical front. And I want to go over, the four rules of marketing, and I'm going to go ahead and just like throw this out there. So, Tony Van Veen, who is the owner of Disc Makers, and then Disc Makers bought CD Baby from Derek Sivers. Well, Derek Sivers and Tony Van Veen are huge heroes of mine. Okay. I've learned a lot from these guys as far as marketing and just business. And Tony Van Veen talked about the four rules of marketing, and I'd never heard this before, so I want to share this. This is something I learned like 20 years ago, and it basically it's helped me. It's changed my life. So, four rules of marketing are: one, first rule of marketing is let them know who you are. Okay, so that's your name, that's your band name or your artist name, right? So you let them know who you are. Okay. Second rule of marketing. I find this to be the most important and the hardest one. You have to, once they know who you are, you have to make them remember who you are. Because the thing that happens as soon as somebody finds out, oh, what's your band name? Well, the next thing that usually happens is that they forget it. So the second rule of marketing is helping them remember who you are. Once I heard that changed everything for me. And then the third rule of marketing is make it easy for them to buy. So that means, be as in many different avenues, be as accessible to them as possible, but also make it easy for them to buy. So make sure that your credit card, your payment setup is all squared away. And then the fourth rule to marketing is to finally sell your product. Okay. So when I heard that the second rule is to help make them remember, that just changed everything for me. And that's the one that I think you guys need to focus on the most, is that, once you get your name and you get all that stuff, you have to help them remember. And you do that through your logo. You do that through, your through your graphics and through your logo, and maybe through a slogan or whatever. Those are just some examples. But you have to, even maybe through music videos, which is something that I know that a lot of bands aren't making music videos anymore. Like, it's all about, TikTok. But I gotta tell you, I still make music videos. Like, we just made a music video for my new album. Funky Kids at Play is the name of the song. And I live here in Astoria, Oregon, home of the Goonies. So we did like a remake. We basically tried to remake a bunch of the scenes from the first 30 minutes, basically the intro of the movie, and then like some other things later on. But I like to make goofy music videos. That's part of my creativity, is that I come from the MTV world. I'm 45, so I grew up on MTV, and music videos have always been a thing. And I know that a lot of bands are gearing away from that because they're hard to make, and sometimes they come off a little cheesy and a little cringy. But I think that it's still a really good way for you to be able to stand out. And you got to think of ways to be able to stand out from everybody else. So, like I said, everything is on this micro level that we can make our own music videos. We have the technology. We have, home studios now. We have our DAWs, and we have capabilities. So get creative. Keep thinking on that micro level, and that will eventually, all those little micro units, they build up, and that's how you get to more of a macro level. Not that the ultimate goal is to be signed to a major label. I would actually say that's not the goal at all. That's not why I created this podcast. That's not. I'm not gonna try to I'm not gonna tell people that they should go out and try to get signed to a major deal. I'm just more interested in showing people how they can do it themselves and remain in control of your craft and create something that has an actual purpose out in the world. A lot of the times with songwriters, we love our stuff, but there just seems to be no place for it or no utilitarian purpose for it in the real world. So being able to balance those things is, that's the trick. We're going to just keep getting into all this stuff, you guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. That's my little bit of information today, and we'll catch you on the next one. We'll be talking about, I've been hit up for an opportunity to write music for a musical, and I'm going to be on the phone with the creator on, this Thursday at 5:00. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that phone conversation is going to entail. I'm still waiting to hear back from the Sync Up seminar that I attended this last weekend. See if I might get a phone call back from the library that I submitted to. So that's exciting. I'm waiting in the wings for that, and that'll be coming up, and the results of that will be in later episodes. And let's see, and then basically just finding out what's all of this writing this music for this musical is going to entail. I've already started, and I've created 3 of these songs. He sent me the words, so the words have already been written, but they have just no music or no melody or anything. So that's what I'm doing. And I started. I've got 3 of them pretty much done. Not finished, but I've got the ideas done and recorded, and so that's exciting. And I've got 3 more in the wings, and so that's going to be pretty cool to show you guys the process of that and the progress of that. So stay tuned, and cheers, guys.
We got soul.